is set to take place inside the Sphere commemorating Mexican Independence Day. Sean O'Malley will headline the main event, and I had a chance to catch up with Dana White earlier this week to get the details. It is going to be a very special night for a very special reason. Again, this Saturday is the start of Mexican Independence Day weekend, and thus UFC 306 is titled Noche UFC, being held at the legendary Sphere. I think we can now call it legendary, despite the fact that it is relatively new. It's all anyone is talking about it. It's going to be a huge night, and Dana White is here to talk about it. How did you come up with this concept for this night in this very special place?
So Tom Brady actually called me and asked if I wanted to go to U2 with him, and it was at the Sphere. And I went that night. I'm watching the show, and halfway through the show, I start to realize that the Sphere is the star of the show, not U2. It's a really unique venue, and you sit back, and we were actually in Dolan's box, and you're watching everything that's going on the screen. You're listening to U2's greatest hits, basically, and every once in a while you look over and you look down and see U2, then you take it in again, and I'm like, this is fascinating. This is like nothing I've ever experienced before. I want to do a live event here. So I called my head of production, Craig Borsari, and I said, I don't know what you're doing next weekend, but cancel it. You're coming to the Sphere. I want you and the boys to come and walk through this. I want to do an event here. And now, here we are.
So what's it going to look like? Give us a sense. Obviously, in the building will be one experience, and everyone else witnessing it will be another experience. How will it look different based upon the uniqueness of the venue?
So a sporting event has never been done here. And what I love the most about it is that people said it couldn't be done. I love those kind of challenges. So, and like I just told you, the Sphere was the star of the show. So what we had to figure out is, how do you take all the technology and all the great things that is the Sphere, yet you have to pay attention to the fights when the fights are happening. Right. So we created this movie that I call a love letter to Mexico, right? That talks about their culture, their history, and more importantly, you know, the fighting spirit of Mexico, the place that they hold in combat sports, all the greats that have ever come from there. So all of this is going to be combined into a live event. So we have this movie, and we have chapters of the movie. So one chapter of the movie will play, then a fight will happen. Another chapter will play, then a fight will happen. And this thing starts at the beginning of time and ends in the future of Mexico.
That is such a fascinating idea. Where you come up with these things, I have no idea. And you're also going to be featuring Sean O'Malley, who this is one of these guys, for those who don't follow the sport, who has broken the internet a few times with some of these spectacular knockouts and things like that that he is known for. What does he specifically bring to this event on a night where you're doing something that has really never been done?
Yeah, so O'Malley has become a big star for us and a world champion. Came off the Contender Series on ESPN on Tuesday nights. And what makes this fight so great is it's the world champion versus the #1 contender, Merab. The two best fighters in the world in that weight class, in their prime, in probably the biggest event we've ever done. I mean, this is the biggest gate we've ever done in UFC history, and the biggest amount of pre-buys ever for a UFC event, meaning people are ordering the pay-per-view a week before the week of the event.
Noche UFC at the Sphere, the start of Mexican Independence Day weekend. While I have you, I would be remiss if I did not ask you, the New England Patriots, your beloved team, who everyone expected to be maybe the worst team in the league this year, open with a win over Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. What is your reaction?
I'm blown away. I couldn't be happier for anybody more than Coach Mayo. You know, I got to spend some time with him a couple weeks ago. He's a great guy. I love him, and congratulations to him and the Patriots, and obviously Mr. Kraft. Yeah, as a Patriots fan, listen, we won so many AFC championships and Super Bowls and had so many great experiences over the last 20 years. I'm good for a while, but I'm really happy for Coach Mayo. He's a great guy. He deserves it, and I look forward to seeing what he does this season.
It's a new beginning. We look forward to this weekend, Dana. It's always been too long. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me.
It's Noche UFC. It's Saturday in Vegas, highlighted by the two title fights. The main card begins 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. The prelims 7:30 Eastern on ESPN News, Deportes, and Plus. To order in English and Spanish, go to espnplus.com/PPV.